Hello, everyone. It's David Robinson. Thank you guys for coming in this afternoon, this evening. I really appreciate you guys for joining in on this live. Of course, this is not the Q&A. I just wanted to come again to talk to you guys about everything I'm doing in my efforts to find my son, a little bit of about me as well, just things I'm doing in the day, et cetera, et cetera. Also to engage with you guys, anybody who coming on right now who may want to have a conversation just to talk about things, Daniel, or have some questions. Also, almost like the Q&A, you guys, I definitely would be asking questions as well. But like I said, it's not the Q&A. Like I said, just want to engage like I want to every week. It's possible every other day. Try to engage with everybody who's showing a lot of interest in Daniel's case. Of course, it's been over almost 2 years. It's been over a year and a half since Daniel went missing. At the same time, you guys have been, like I said, there from day one, supporting my efforts to find my son. I just want to be able to talk to you guys in the chat. So my main focus on this live will be in the chats. So just even started off at the beginning. I see a few people came in already. I have about 17 people. I do have one. Tabitha is one person that actually made a comment. And thank you, Tabitha, for being here this evening on the Q&A. Again, I'm Dave Robinson, father geologist Daniel Canez Robinson. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna put you up there on the screen just to tell you thank you so much. Hi, Mr. Robinson. Prayers for you all. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I just want to start off. If I see a few more people come in, I definitely want to start off by talking about the website. The website. My efforts to find Daniel started with the website. One of the things that started with the website is trying to get my searches going as well. But one of the biggest part was to start off the search for Daniel to get information out to the public. I know that's very important to happen. Communication is one thing I learned is very crucial to any movement or anything you're trying to do. You got to have communication. I had to have communication with the public. I didn't know what happened to my son at the time. I got in Arizona. I was talking with law enforcement. I was asking them to put out a um, alert or something, to say, "Hey, Daniel's missing." So one of my biggest things, I do create websites as well. So I was able to put the website pleasehelpfinddaniel.com together really easily. However, at the same time, the website did not have the functionality of the searches. I had to get to try to meet up people. Thank you so much, Jeep Girl. Thank you so much for being here. We are still here with you, Mr. Rawson. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had to reach out. I really appreciate that. Still had to try to reach out to everybody I can. So but that was important, you guys. It was coupled with the efforts on social media and things like that. I started building social media accounts for Daniel. Please help find Daniel. That's how all of that started. Just wanted to put that up as well. I started off using my personal pages, like my YouTube channel. I've been using that, and then I started, like I said, created the Please Help Find Daniel, and started making everything Please Help Find Daniel from Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and those were the platforms I was using at the time. YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook was the platforms I was using at the time, just to say, Daniel's missing. Thank you, Nissa, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. God bless you. But just go ahead and make sure I was putting that things there to get things organized where people can actually know about Daniel. Because one of the biggest parts is also, you guys, when people can see a face, hear the story, and actually to read some content to know what's going on, that really helps people as well. So I knew that was crucial. So like I said, I built the website first, and then when I decided to go out and create the searches as well. I was working in the background on social media to find people who lived in Arizona and knew about the Sonoran Desert. I stayed up at night to educate myself about the desert, the Sonoran Desert of Arizona, Buckeye, Arizona. And so I was able to find one gentleman to help me with the website, searchfordaniel.org. He and I put those together to just all it did was work the searches. But as you guys could tell from that point, I had some issues going on with that website and some things that happened in the background that caused me to decide to just let Please Help Find Daniel be the chief website. I had to incorporate the searchfordane.org. So if you guys type in searchfordane.org, it'll bring you back to pleasehelpfinddane.com. I had to redirect it that way. Um, and so everything, the searches and, everything started working through pleasehelpfinddane.com. So I will be talking about that really shortly. I want to go through the website for several reasons. But I want to say thank you to Nissa again. Always here to support you. Missing people are found alive every day. And that's true. That's true. I've been doing some look onto that. Also, Anissa, it's a great amount of people that actually are returned. I had a friend of mine who had a family member that was gone for many years and have returned. So just out of the blue, let's return. So things like that can happen. Sometimes people are just found. So that's the blessed part. That's why I tell you guys, despite everything that's going on in today's case, that would suggest foul play. Because to me, foul play can mean a lot of things, so like you said in this, so people just show up or they find them, things like that. I will find Daniel. I never give up. As long as there's is breath in my body, I am going to keep fighting right beside you. And I really appreciate that, Nissa. I really believe that too. I saw it in your eyes when I looked at you in person. I saw it in your mannerism and everything else. You really mean what you said. I can tell by your support here. I really appreciate it. God bless you for that. Please help, hashtag please help find Daniel. Thanks so much. Thank you, Dolphin, as well, for being here. But, I'll tell you guys, thank you. Hello to you as well. Thanks so much for constant support as well. I will go through the website, but at the same time, I want to make sure, like I said, this is not the Q&A, you guys. Again, I want to put that on the on the banner for those who may come in and see that. But this is not the Q&A. I just wanted to talk to you all and thank you guys for joining in. So I put that on the banner on the bottom. I've been talking about a couple of things. I'm not going to stay on long, you guys. It's going to be I'm going to try. I'm going to try. You guys know if those who come to Q&A, my team especially, know that I get long-winded. I really enjoy engaging with you all. I enjoy definitely telling my son's story and getting this information out there because I know it's crucial. So I really appreciate you guys for being there with me and answer these questions. That's sometimes that keep me engaged and keep me going as well. So, but thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to make sure I keep this one really, really short. This live. So I had to get back to work. I have some things I'm doing in the background towards my efforts for Daniel. There's always something. Things I have to always keep constantly doing. My team as well. Just constantly having things going in the background, you guys. And there's a lot of things I would like to share with you guys, but it's going to be one of those big massive things that will show itself. So at the meantime, I have to do my due diligence, do my homework, and make sure that everything rolls the way it should. I also want to point out really quickly, you guys, this is Multiple Sclerosis Month. Prayers to those who fight. We fight with you. I have two that I know in particular who's fighting multiple sclerosis, who's living with it daily. It's not an easy thing to do, you guys. It affects a lot of Americans as well. I know this don't have anything with missing persons, but you know what? I'm an advocate for a lot of other things as well. You know what I'm saying? And also, I have loved ones that have to deal with that. So I just wanted to say, she know who she is, and the other she know who she is. I would not put their names out, but they're watching. I am with you. I was tell you straight up, I'm with you. You know that, this is your month to make awareness to this thing that goes around in the country a lot. A lot of people don't know about it. I didn't know much about it until it affected my friend and also one of the volunteers here for Daniel Robinson, who told me about her situation. So again, you guys, say this: if you know anybody, support them as much as you can. It's not an easy thing to deal with, but they are making it. They are fighters, and they're making it. So just want to throw that out as well. So thank you guys again for coming into this live here. Let me see who else I got here. Have Tracy here as well. Good evening to you. Thank you so much, Tracy. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for everything you do as well. God bless you. Also, I have thank you, Dog Defender again. Thank you, Dog Defender again. I will make it sign. It is not a Q&A. This is not a Q. That's right. It's not a Q&A. I just wanted, like I said, just engage with you guys, just have a discussion. Also, I tried to do this before. Thank you, S. Hagen, for being here as well as you, twin mom. Thanks so much for being here. 2011. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. Another thing, you guys, I will put this in the chats. It never happened before, but the invite is always there. It's always there, say on the stream yard. If you want to come on the screen itself, you don't have to be out just in the chats. But if you want to come on the screen yourself, I do put this link here. If you want to come on the screen and, have a discussion here as well with me. You're invited to join me here on the StreamYard. It's self-explanatory. You click the link. You get on the link here. I don't know if it's a hyperlink you guys for you in the chats, but if it's not, you can copy and paste it into your browser. You get to StreamYard. It asks you the information for your sound and your video, and as well, you can also be on here without video. You can just use sound. But one of the things is also you can put your name there. I will see you in the green room, and I'll let you on. Introduce you and let you on. So that's one thing that's considered as well. That's why I want to try to engage with you guys. RQ, thanks so much for being here as well. Thank you again, Tracy. Thank you, RQ. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Now to go straight to the website before before I miss everybody in the chats. I want to share this website again, and I just want to go over it briefly to talk about the website itself. I say I'll have a freeze up really quick here. I don't know what the freeze up coming from. Let me see. As soon as I hit the preset button, I'm having a freeze up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it caught back up. Thank God. All right. So what I will do is put it up, the website. And the reason why I want to share you guys, I want to share this with you all. I just want to let's see if I can get this up. I want to make sure I get the brand. I'm gonna take this thing out the corner here just for a moment, and just want to talk about this website. Please help find Daniel. All right. Well, first thing, you guys, of course, we had all the tabs at the top: to sign the petition, to the volunteer to search, the donate button, the volunteer in other ways tabs, the events tab, and also the print your flyers. I want to talk about this one right here first. Is the sign the petition. Sign the petition. Petition is one of the things I have started at the beginning of my efforts to find Daniel. After the petition came up, after I had some issues with the Buckeye Police Department. Their slow movements in the efforts. Of course, when they told me they weren't going to search for Daniel, they caused me to come first of all. But once I got here, I thought they was going to do a lot better. But then it was some slow movements after that. I didn't see any more searches for over 2 weeks. Saying it was going on 2 weeks. The next search they ever did was 2 weeks after he went missing. So that caused concern for me. That I needed to get out of the desert, do the searches. I started my searches, and I haven't seen law enforcement move. So that caused me to get a petition to try to get them off their behinds to go help me out here out in the desert to search for Daniel. The petition started off just that, hey, look, we need to put pressure on law enforcement to do more. From there, it became an advocacy for other people, other families. I was able to talk to other families, so I wanted to change the system. It was advocated. The petition started with people signing for. It's kind of growing as time goes. I'm going to matter of fact, I just go to the petition page, you guys. You can see what I'm talking about here. Right now, we're at. Let's see where we're at right now at 125,439 voices on the petition, you guys. And the petition is very important. It's a very important tool. Say you have the information here about the case. If you guys go in here, you can read the whole thing, and then you go down farther, you start seeing all the updates. There's a lot of updates that I've been doing. Like I said, as the time goes by, I do updates based on the needs of the case. Right? Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. See if I can go here to start. If I can find out the first one. All right. I had the Just for Daniel, just for geologist Daniel Robinson. After months of searching for my son, geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson, I have learned a lot. There are many families that are going through this, have gone through the same pain that me and my families are. So it started from that, you guys. Just for Daniel, and also here is the second family press conference. to the FBI request. You guys have been putting it for the FBI to come into my son's case. That was in November of 2021. Also calling for the FBI again, you know what I'm saying, is one of those petition type things that's part of the update. So, but there's a whole bunch of updates here, you guys. If you go on here and just find all the updates, the former updates as well, there's more. There's more there. This is one of the first pages of it as well. So, but yeah, just keep going down here. You find all the updates as, um, find the updates as, I was putting them up there. So again, go to pleasehelpfinddane.com, hit the petition button, and if you guys can sign that petition, put your voice to it. I can say sign, but it's really putting your voice to the petition. That will help me in my efforts with Daniel as well. Also, you have the volunteer to search tab. Already guys know that already take you to the volunteer to search page. On the volunteer to search page is what I used on the 25th of last month. You'll see here, volunteer to search, prepare to search. So if I have any future searches, a lot of information will be on this page, you guys. The future searches, the 25th search is over now, but you still can go here and watch some of these videos that I have on this website. The videos on how to, right there, giving up, give you some little pointers of safety briefing, as well as how you can do line searches, because that's what we have a whole bunch of line searches there. So that video is very good too. Also the tips of when you're going out the desert, how you want to dress, and uh, lady, she did a very good job. So that's why I chose that video. She did a very good job. Also, some more information, flyer distribution. You guys want to sign up for flyers to receive flyers. Um, Part of the flyer distribution program, the ambassador program as well. So you sign up this information here. That would help me as well. That's all this information comes back to me on the website to my email. So anytime you guys want to utilize this, you can as well, for information on the flyers, how you can get flyers. But I can't tell you up front, you guys, if you want flyers, you can go me up. I'll get to this in a moment, because it's right here. You say to print the flyers. You can print them out yourself, but I'll get there in a moment. But the tabs here is where you can, uh, get the flyers, but at the same time, I want you guys to do it if you want to get them sent to you. Is what I want to get the point I'm getting to. If you want flyers sent to you, you can easily go hit us up on please help find Daniel at yahoo.com, and I'll put your request in. Hey, say, hey, I need some flyers. Sophia, she would send those out, my treasurer for the Dan Ross Foundation, even though that's not part of the foundation just yet. You guys, that's two separate things. But Sophia, she definitely will be getting those flyers out to you. So, so we send flyers all across the country. So you need those flyers. We have some that's larger size, and we have some that's like you see on the PDF. That's postcard size. I designed them to be postcard size for people who want to, pass them out, because people can put in their pocketbooks a lot easier, their back pockets, things like that. Pocketbook pockets, and be able to transport them that way a lot better. Because if it's a big long sheet of paper type deal, it's harder to carry around. Those are definitely for people who want to put them up on poles and things like that, storefronts, stuff like that. So we do have some a larger size as well. Just ask what size you're looking for, and we get them out to you. So I just wanted to point that out as well. So thank you so much for that, you guys. I want to go back to the website again. I'm just going to back it up real quick, because I want to go back to the main page. And so if you came on, for instance, you'd be coming onto the main page. Like I said, you had the sign petition, you had the volunteer to search tab, which is with that. You had a donate button here that take you to GoFundMe. You had a volunteer to search in other ways. I really want to talk about this one as well. Volunteer to search other ways tab. A lot of people come on and say, hey, look, Mr. Ross, I want to help, but I live in some of them another country, or so far out in the East Coast, they will not being able to come out in the West Coast to help. But this is it right here, you guys. This is where you help out in other ways. Other ways. Tell none search volunteer sign up. I'm seeking volunteers to assist in several specific areas as I continue my search for Daniel. I'm asking that you please fill out the form as a volunteer, whether you are in Arizona or another state or country. I continue to appreciate all your thoughts and prayers and support. And what you guys do is fill out this information, like I said, and it's pretty much what it is. It help us when we get this foundation off the ground as well. Well, actually not off the ground, but get it launched this year. We'll be able to be looking for people who can help on those endeavors, as well as some things I'm doing for Daniel Robinson. So after you fill out the form, of course, I got to fill out this information here, of course. After you fill out the form, you guys, it'll take you to the next page, and there's some more relevant information that you can provide for um, the efforts to help with Daniel. Also, like again, you guys, you have the events tab. Events tab, of course, take you to Eventbrite. We don't have any more events right now. You can look at the past events. Past events, of course, was Search for Daniel that we just had on the 25th. We had a Day of Remembrance that was on September 10th. You see two different dates. June 25th, we had to reschedule for that September the 10th. And the reason being is because that was during the Roe v. Wade decision. There was a lot of protests that's happened to happen when that decision came down, and people was really uptight and upset. So that kind of we had to move that date, because I had a bit, of course, we're getting ready for the event. We didn't want that disturbance to happen in our event, be mixed together. Also, we had the first event that was the candlelit visual for Daniel, and as always, also it was helping other families, you guys, to learn more about other people, to learn more about missing families. A Day of Remembrance was the same thing. Was able to give families resources and things like that. So that's some of the things. Every time we have an event, you guys is going to be right here on the Eventbrite tab. You guys can come on there and see our next events as well. But like I said, I had to move if you guys can remember, I just moved the Daniel Robinson Search for Daniel on Eventbrite. That's not normal the way I do it. It always stays on Please Help Find Daniel. I only did it that way because of my agreements with the landowners, as I told you guys previously. All right, so we got that right there. And again, lastly, we have the print the flyers. You guys, you click that tab. Of course, it take you to the PDF. You can print those out. You got the front and back. It is the postcard size, you guys, but I think you probably can upgrade it if you needed to. But it's there for you if you want to get those flyers printed out yourself. The front and back of the flyer. And there you go. There you go. So thank you guys again for that. To come down the front page, of course, there's some information. I need your continued help and dedication to my cause. How you can help keep the fight for Daniel and other families. Have the YouTube channel here. How you guys, if you guys want to start watching the Please Help Find Daniel Q&A, a lot of times I make sure it's posted here as well. So it's posted on the website too. You want to watch it through the website, you can watch it live through the website as well. So those will be there, not just live here, but the Q&A. Anytime you want to watch Q&A, you don't want to do it off your social media platform, you can watch it off the pleasehelpfinddaniel.com website as well. Best of the program every Thursday, you guys, you know about that. You click the Zoom button, it'll take you to Zoom if you have a Zoom account, and you can join in on that Zoom, right? But it's simple, just pushing this button here to join me every Thursday at 5:30. It's 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock p.m. on Thursdays, you guys. And I think that'll be 4 o'clock on Pacific time. That'll be 6 o'clock on Central time, and that'll be 7 o'clock on Eastern time. So all of those times there. Okay, let me see if I think I messed up here. Okay, there we go. All right, now, but all those times there is for you guys. Depending on where you're living, those times will work for you. So I just again, thanks so much, guys, for listening to this information about the website. And I just want to get back to you. That's why I'm doing this live, to get back to you. I just want to talk to you guys, engage with you. Like I said, it's not the Q&A. I put a link there if you guys want to join me on the screen. But thank you, E Sands, for being hello to you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, Scooby Doo Life. Thank you so much for being here. Sophia, thank you for being here. Great job on the website. Yes. The website has grown. You guys, I had to had to have it redesigned from the original. The way I had the website, the website had to be redesigned because on the searches, people can upload information to the website. And that was always the case. Once I integrated the searchfordane.org into this website, So once that happened, like I said, people was able to um, put the information, from the survey. They take a picture on the site right there out there in the desert, coordinates and stuff. It had a little form. You submit that and it goes straight. Like I said, copy go to Buckeye, Arizona, go Buckeye Police Department. Copy went to my investigator, and a copy went to myself for my own records. You guys, so yeah, the website has grown. So I agree with you, Sophia, on that one. Thanks so much. And thank you guys for being here. Again, I just want to talk to you guys and discuss some of the stuff. I'm really looking for, if you guys have any questions, I'll probably take a question or two. But thank you so much, guys, for being on here. I was talking last night. If you guys was following the live last night, I've been sitting up kind of late. I'm sitting up late all the time. I'm sitting this time sitting up kind of late to just reflect on things. Most of the time when I do that, I have to sit there and kind of think about what I could do next to help find my son. What efforts do I need to do, what I'm lacking, what I could do better, et cetera, et cetera. So it's one of those things that have become a constant thing for me every day, every night for going to bed, or at least trying to go to bed. So it's been a constant thing. I can imagine that other families are doing the same thing. That's my thoughts on that. Like, you know what? There's other people right now, as I'm sitting here wondering about my son. Wondering about their loved one right now. It's been a long time since I heard my own son's voice, interacted with him. Excuse me. Just you name it, doing things for them, whatever the case may be. Just that one of those things that haunt you, especially at night, when especially if you get in a moment. Sometimes just staying busy is a good thing, but when you have to kind of sit still for a moment and start thinking, those things come to mind. So going forward, you guys, you probably know that I'm actually, like I said, trying to get Dane's case moved to a different jurisdiction. I've been doing that for a while too. It's a constant thing, you guys. First, it was trying to get the law enforcement to do more. As you guys have been helping me get those pressures done, sending them letters out and making those phone calls to everything you guys have been doing. Saying I'm just one voice, but y'all are many, and so all that together have caused law enforcement to do some forward motions, right? So we have some forward motions, but those forward motions are almost like dragging, and you're not getting those things that actually going to matter at the end. So those matter. Don't get me wrong. It's matter what the things that I was able to get law enforcement some of the things to do, but it's not just a stop. You get what I'm saying? Like, hey, I gave you the search on such a day, for instance. Now we don't have to do anything else. No, it's not like that, you guys. So I had to make sure I'm staying constantly engaged with law enforcement. And I rather be working with law enforcement. Like, really, really. I lost all confidence in the Buckeye Police Department, but I really know that's where I'm pushing to get Dane's case moved to another department, because I really feel that I can have that engagement with law enforcement that I originally wanted at the beginning. Working hand in hand with law enforcement to find my son, and that's the bottom line. I need all the help I can. I need law enforcement to help and do their part, have their part in the efforts as well. Thanks so much. I see John Q on here. Thank you, John Q, for joining in as well. I really appreciate you, sir. Hello, Mr. Rousing. Please help find Daniel. Thank you for the hashtag. Much love to everyone helping to find Daniel. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Q. I really appreciate that. And like I said, you guys, definitely, yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. Just not stopping, because I need to definitely need law enforcement. Some things that I have found, you guys, I'm stuck at a standstill. It's because the next step would be law enforcement to utilize their legal powers to be able to do certain things. I can't go. I mean, you can't go out and grab somebody and say, "Hey, I'm gonna interrogate you, and you're gonna tell me what you know or something." I don't know. I don't know how law enforcement techniques are, but that's not something I do. I hear people call me all the time and hit me up all the time, saying, "Mr. Robinson, have you pull this guy, or did you interview this person, or so and so?" Yeah, the only interview I have done is with Ken, and that was when a few days after I got into Arizona. I got to Arizona on June the 26th of 2021, and I think 2 days after that, that's on the 28th, and that I talked to Ken. I mean, I'm telling you guys, that's the first thing I wanted to do. I reached out to this company, trying to find out I can get in contact with this dude, and I needed him to look me dead in the eye and tell me this stuff that I didn't believe, driving all the way from South Carolina. So I want to hear him say that. I wanted to see this guy say that. My son he was the last person I see my son, so I had to make sure of that. But you know what? So say, hey, did you go interview him again? No, that's not a thing that, certain things I'm just, like I said, guys, it's limited. Some things I'm limited at. I try to get in contact. I was able to talk to the guy who say a second person that say he saw my son. And y'all know how that went, saying where that went at. That's first of all, I look at it more as a suspect type thing. But you know how that turned out. So yeah, being able to talk to people and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't have those. I don't have a interrogation room or to call somebody into police station and question them or something. So I don't have those, and those things I can't do. Those that's called kidnapping. You grab somebody and tell them you're gonna take them somewhere and ask them questions. So, but one of those type deals. So also, thank you so much, Sophia. Again, thank you for continuing to fight. Hashtag Justice for Daniel. Thank you guys. Like she said, thank you guys for your continue to fight. I cannot do this alone. Without you guys, I'm going to fight. That's what fathers do. I'm sure your dad, any man that's listening to me right now, Miss Q, all of us, we'll fight for our children, fight for our family. At the same time, you're just one person. You need a movement. You need people. You can't do this alone. So it's really very important, you guys, if you wanting to help. One thing is to stay engaged. Stay engaged. Help me not allow law enforcement to deem Dane's case some type of cold case where they can take his all this information that my investigator, for instance, myself, provided for law enforcement, allow them to take that stuff that they haven't worked on yet to um, put it in a closet somewhere and let it collect dust. The way I always look at it in my brain, it goes in a dark room somewhere in the corner of a dark evidence room or whatever, case file or whatever. It goes some old file cabinet that's in the corner room with no windows, and it be in there for 20 years. After Officer Joe Blow retired, his replacement come in and they say, hey, he's gun ho straight out of the academy or something, or just became a detective or whatever, and he said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go in this closet and find me a any mini miny mo type deal, find me one of these cold cases, and I'm gonna crack this, just make himself, whatever the case may be. And then they just now looking into those information that we provided to them in 2021, right? So don't need that to happen to my family. So no family that should happen to. But for me, I'm make sure this don't happen to my family, where we have to wonder what happened to my son for over 20 years or something. With law enforcement moving and not moving at all anymore. They just lost interest, and they feel like, oh yeah, we did all we can do. We put up a good, nice timeline on the website to try to justify it for you guys to so they can feel okay about it. Hey, yes, we feel okay about we gave the amount of resources that we have a cap on for this case, and that's it. We're not putting no more dime. We're not putting a dime on this case or energy or whatever the case may be. We need to put it in the cold case status so we can work on somebody else's case, right? I mean, of course, they need to work on other people's case, but I'm not going to let that happen to my son's case where it's deemed cold somehow, especially with all of this information that need to be checked into and explored. So, all right, I haven't even gotten the DNA stuff fully done as well. So those things still outstanding. Thank you, Tatia. I really appreciate it. You're doing an amazing job. Keep going. I really appreciate you keep going, and God got you. Yes, yes, He does. Yes, He does. And I walk by faith and not by sight. You guys, I say that before, and when I say that, I mean it. I mean it. That's the story of my life. You guys, I'll tell you something about me though. I've been writing a book since I was in high school, right? God came to me one day and said, David, I need you to write a book about your life. It was the weirdest thing to me. I've been doing it for years, and people ask me all the time. Yeah, you talk to my friends and family who know me. They was like, David, when are you gonna finish that book? And I say, hey, I guess when I'm dead, because it's about my life. That's my way of saying that. But I have friends, of course, that say, hey, you need to break them down into little stories. But the point is, I've been writing this book since I was in high school, and about my life, right? And one of those things I have learned is so far is walking by faith, right? My mom, I told you guys a story about my mother who taught me about faith and the way she taught me. You know, me and my sister, when I say me, I always take things personal. When I go to church, I listen to a sermon, I take it personal, you know. So you'll hear me say taught me, but she taught me and my sister. And you know, one of the things is that faith. I guess you guys heard the story before, but the thing is, she had made it one of those actions, you know, walk by faith and not by sight type deal. You got to put some actions into your faith. That's the only way things that happen. And my mom, she did a prime example of that in front of me and my sister. It was unreal to us. You know, it's like it was amazing. There's a miracle to this day. That's why I tell the story so many times. Is that it's a miracle that just stuck with me. I saw it with my own eyes, and nobody could take that away from me. It's an experience that I experienced and saw, and then I lead my life the same way. This is just exact the same way. I have so many things happen in life that's very disappointing, and some things are hurtful, scary at that at best. But I just know that one thing for sure, you guys, every day is a good day. There's never such thing as a bad day, regardless of what happens in the day. Bad things can happen in the day. The day is good, and so that's what positive energies come, and you always can make it over to the next day, right? So but there's never such thing as a bad day. And such things as bad things that can happen in a good day. So the sun is always shining every day. It's always gonna come up regardless. You see the clouds that's covering up. The sun is always up, come up every day. So really want to put that out as well. So that's a little bit talk about myself as well. You know, one day you guys will, if you got, yeah. Matter of fact, you guys, I have other sites as well. I do. I've been doing for years of myself. You know, saying my own personal page that goes along with my book that I've been writing all my life. I've been doing that all my life as well. Is just put a little bit up about myself as well. So those kind of things is that God has had lead me to, I guess, in my opinion, had got me prepared for things like this. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen in your life. You're going to have a missing child. Never in a million years you'll dream of something like that happening, and then all in a sudden, it happens. And then so you look at your life, and the reason why God have you put you in certain places and go through certain things in life, so you can get that kind of strength to be able to endure. Like some people say, hey, how you put your emotions aside, how you stay composed, is because of my military training. I didn't know I was going to end up in the desert of Afghanistan. But doing the military training, for instance, how to be a professional soldier, how to accomplish mission, how you make sure that you focus on that mission, you put the mission first. You know, what I'm saying, and those things. You know, it was devastating how I had to learn, you guys, but it was one of those things. Um, I remember when I first went to Afghanistan for the first time. We got to the fob. I was going to skip a lot of little details, but we got to this fob. We did our first mission. That was my first mission coming out the fob. We always call it leaving the wire. Once we left the wire, you know that it's a possibility you don't come back. It was one of those kind of nervous things, but during the time, of course, leaving the wire, and I was a gunner. I was a gunner, you guys, for the military, and my thing was I was praying to God from day one to never have to use my weapon on anybody. You know, that's one of the biggest things. But we left this far for the first time, went out on a mission, went to a work site. We're combat engineers. We build and fight, right? So went out on this mission. I mean, peaceful, peaceful. That was the first mission. The whole week, this peaceful, nothing happening. You guys, we was like, wow, nothing happened. Nobody tried to do anything. Everything ran smoothly. We made it back to the fob this one particular time. We got it. Of course, once we get to the fob, we have to dismantle our vehicle. I'm a gunner. I had to dismantle the weapons system on the vehicle itself and take them to the arms room. This one particular day, just having like I say, on the way back to the file, we had a great conversation. You guys just talking to each other on the radio. I'm talking to my guys in my vehicle, and everything running smoothly. A young man, 18 years old, he's kept talking on the radio. I mean, he's very sharp. He's a specialist Butzbaum is his name, and he was very sharp. Me and him shared the same rank, and but he knew his things, right? This particular evening, like I say, we made it back to fob safely, putting things in the arms room. I heard a little pop sound. I thought it came off the fob. I thought one of the Afghanis probably was shooting at the fob, because they do things like that sometimes, take a pop shot or whatever. And they're thinking of it. But to make a long story short, you guys, with that, without going to real full details of that, we lost a soldier. He they had friendly fire, not friendly fire, but had a negative discharge of a weapon. They was cleaning the weapon, forgot to take a round out, and his better buddy forgot to take the round out his rifle, and he had got shot. To make a long story, we thought he was going to survive. He was doing well. Took where we was at, we was near the Pakistan border, so it took a Black Hawk to get almost an hour, a little over an hour, close to an hour to get to us if anything go wrong. So once they came, they took him. He seemed fine, but we lost our first soldier, and that was the hardest part for our unit. What I was getting at, you guys, to say what make you tough, really understand what you learned in basic training. Of course, that was very emotional for us. They had a memorial for him immediately. Of course, we was on a blackout, and so the families are notified. Blackout means that when they be talked to our families, to you name it, because they want to make sure that the families are notified first before we talk to other people on social media or wherever the case may be. So they want to make sure nothing like that happens. But we had the memorial service, you guys. It was my first time. I didn't have any death in my family, so I'm not really good on things like similar to funerals. But my experience of that is seeing a young man's 18-year-old, see his boots, his weapon, as well as his Kevlar with a helmet, and a big picture of him on the background of it. Just seeing this thing and standing there in formation, and they did this thing called a roll call. They do the roll call where they go through the whole his whole platoon, calling the name out. When they get his name, they keep calling his name over and over again. I'm thinking in my head, why they keep calling his name? They know he's not here, and then you hear the gun fire, the salute. Devastating. It was one of them devastating things. It make you really emotional, make you feel hurt. Then you just lost your soldier, and 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 uh, uh, and then right afterwards over, they say, "Well, time to get back to work." They don't give you time to grieve or anything, you guys. Because the reason why, I thought it was insensitive when it first happened. I'm like, wow, we can't even breathe. We can't, get a chance to grieve at that moment. But one of the things is, can you imagine if there was a whole platoon of soldiers, we're sitting there sobbing and sad, and we're contemplating on what happened to the young man, and the fob get attacked or something, or our mind is so off our job that we're not ready we're not see the enemy coming. So those kind of things that we learned when it was in the military, out there in those war zones, to be able to always be mentally sharp in your head. You got to always be mentally sharp and always be focused, and always be ready to go. So, to make a long story short, with that, I decided to apply those skills that I had to learn the hard way. It was rough. That wasn't the only incident we had. Of course, we lost soldiers in Afghanistan. But the thing is, saying, just kind of learning those skills, how to suppress those emotions until you need to, right? Until you need to release those things. So definitely is one of the ways that I use those skills to. In my son's case, I was like, "Hey, he's my mission." I did that when I was on the way to Phoenix. Say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna put my son first, put the mission first, and make sure I find my son." And I'll be honest with you guys, when I first came to Arizona, the first thing I was thinking in my mind, I was gonna find my son that day. There was no doubt in my mind. I'm coming up there in Arizona, I would find my son. And then the next day came, no, I'm going to find him today. The next day came, I'm going to find my son today. And here it is, over a year, almost 2 years, I'm saying, I'm going to find my son, right? Some people would have probably gave up, would have stopped by now. But you know what? Most parents, and I think, wouldn't. Not in a situation like this. We have a missing son. Thank you, Mr. Q. I see your comments here, Mr. Rousen. The trip from North Verado Way to West Cactus Road is about 23 miles. The same 23 miles the police said Daniel's Jeeps traveled after the first accident. Any news on this? No, I did not have any news on that as well. On those mileage from Cactus Road, West Cactus Road to North Verado Way. Now I can tell you that Daniel, North Verado Way is one area, but his vehicle was well, had to go to the well site is, you know, you probably know the roads. I didn't really want to put the roads out there right now because you guys heard me say it before. I had a specialized search. Verado Way area is where this two roads are connected near the well site. So yes, those 2 miles right here. I didn't adjust the miles myself. So I can't tell you there's 23 miles or not. But I can say that no, I don't know anything about any more information about the distance between you say from let's see, we say 23 miles. So the police say that the Jeep traveled after the first accident. So I don't know if you're saying the police, which police said that. 'Cause Buckeye, their opinion is that Daniel left the well site and which and crashed straight down into that ravine, right? So if they're saying something contradictory to that, that would be a big old thing. So I like to see that. I like to see the contradiction. I wouldn't doubt it because I tell you guys, from one you probably know Mr. Q as well. The Buckeye Police Department gave me two reports. They gave me a partial report. That's when the vehicle showed up. That first meeting I had with them, and I was fussing at them, asking, you know, demanding them do fingerprinting on the vehicle. And they end up holding the vehicle for a couple days, and that's what you guys see them say. Oh, we did this swabbing or whatever. And then the second report came from once Detective Biffin was finished writing it up. And Chief Hall told me in that meeting, once he finished, we done. You know, they all told my investigator, we're not investigating. They told me they didn't have no more leads to follow. So that's why they gave me the final, they call it the final report, what they gave me, unredacted. And so I say, when you guys see these new reports, it got so sickening to me. I don't read them, so I would be surprised what's in those reports. I probably need to grab a copy if somebody has one of those because I know they took them off the well site because I was showing some, putting them side by side and see how they was changing sentences and paragraphs and stuff. But thank you so much for that. Also, Mr. Q, you got here. You say, I hope all the Robinson family is holding up and doing well back in South Carolina with Godspeed. And I really appreciate that. You know, everybody's doing best we can. You know, will I say best we can? Everybody, like I said, family wise, everybody handle Daniel's disappearance differently. Mine just have to be more of proactive and active and doing things I'm doing. Others may be just at home depressed. You know, I don't know. So I'm saying those things that we handle it different, but I do know that we all are handling it the best way we can. So fighting for Daniel one way or the other. So thanks so much for that, Mr. Q. Also, Dog Defender, thank you again. Um, Quite interesting, Mr. Q. Yeah, I'm intrigued to hear if this is going on to give Mr. Robinson more clues and information. Yeah, I'd like to see that from like the police that will say something like that because that'd be very contradictory to their assessment of because you know that's some of the things I've been arguing about from day one is that a vehicle wasn't there, period, for 30 days. You know, it goes against uh, their own search when they say it wasn't there. They claim that first search almost 3 days after Daniel went missing was searching that area. They say, oh, we did a bit square of miles, and that's including where the vehicle eventually will be found, right? And the vehicle wasn't there. Then they waited 2 weeks after that with Silver Air Patrol, these guys on the ground. I'm gonna share some of these pictures with you guys again on social media after this, but on the ground, these guys on the ground, they whatever some reason the Buckeye refused to let me in that desert. They had one of the guys, they lost a vehicle that's supposed to be out there. I think they had like 5 or 6 vehicles, minus one. They end up had to leave one just for him to block the gate so to make sure I didn't come in and try to sneak in and try to help them search or something. I don't know, or see what they're really doing. So the thing was, they blocked it off. They had one. I know in the report, I do know in the report, they said they had 2 aircrafts. They didn't have 2. We sat there the whole time, me and my family. They had 1 aircraft, it's one fixed airplane. They did 1 pass by, which they said they did 2 pass by. So there was a lot of lying going on in that. We actually videotaped things. But the thing is, um, but they say on their map, and you guys seen that that they covered the area where Daniel vehicle would be eventually found. But ironically to that map as well as they already have it marked off as if they already found it. So it's some of those discrepancies as well. So again, yeah, I'm intrigued by that too. I would like to hear those information as well. All right. Thank you, Minnie. I really appreciate it. Continue your prayers. Thanks so much for your prayers. Thank you, Ashes Ashes, for being here. Sorry I'm late. Hello, everyone. You're not late. Matter of fact, I'm about to get off in a little bit, you guys. I'm going to try to force myself to not do this for 2 hours. You guys, because this is not the Q&A, of course. This is me coming in and engaging with you guys. I did put the link on there for you, y'all, if you wanted to come in and, get on the screen or we just have a conversation. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself, like I did so on, so on. Anything. You know how to be. It can be anything you guys have a question on. It can be outside of my efforts for Daniel. So one of those type deals. So thank you, Dr. Fender, as well. Mr. Robbins, I heard many people who came to help in the search were unable to get to shake your hand and hug you. I promise I will find you and I won't leave Arizona. And that's the thing. Sophia, she brought that up to my attention as well. It got to a point where I had to end up leaving. My goal was to try to catch everybody. Was going to have a debrief. Debriefing is where everybody come back to the command center and we had to debrief because yes, I love to be able to just shake everybody's hands and look in your eyes and tell you how grateful I am. And I am very grateful for everybody who comes out there spending your gas money, your time, leaving your Saturday. You could be spending with your family or going some whatever the case you do on Saturdays, hanging around the house or watching some game or whatever the case you do. But you decided to come out and help me find my son. Now, I don't take that lightly. I don't take that lightly at all, you guys. That's very important to me because I need you guys out there. I can't search the Sonoran Desert alone by myself, with just being one person. So I definitely need boots on the ground out there with me. And so yeah, I love to shake every person's hand, Dr. Fender, and that's exactly what. That's probably the only disappointing part for that Saturday that I can think of because I wasn't able to do that. What I really wanted to do is shake your hands, give you hugs, and things like that. Just let you know at the end we are family. That's why I said in the safety briefing, guys, we are family. Y'all are my extended family, and I really appreciate each and every last one of you. So thank you again, Dr. Finn, for bringing that up. Also, as modern, on the police report, there was a death. The same time Daniel vehicle was found, and there was. Matter of fact, I think that was also that death was, I believe, was a little. I see you, John Q. I'm gonna grab you in a second. That death was a little, kind of one of those things that we definitely look into. They try to explain that away, but that's one of the things also I want to really deep dive into with law enforcement as well. Did you find out who was deceased in Buckeye report the same day? Like I said, just want to make sure that we deep dive in it. I think the matter of fact, I think it was there before the vehicle was found, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to re-look at that. But that's one of the things I have been talking about in the past that I want to deep dive. I have Mr. Q here. Mr. Q, I'm not going to stay alone. I'm just saying I'm literally going to get off here, try to keep it down to an hour. I'm at 54 minutes, but glad to have you on. Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to jump up and say hello. I miss
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I really appreciate that. You've been a wonderful advocate and fighter. And I got a lot from you, a lot of information. And I really, really, like, you know how I feel about your efforts and everything you have been done. I really, really appreciate you, sir.
Right. No, I certainly am still on the beam. I was looking at some of the maps to
Yes.
calculating that 23 miles because it is in the police report. And I don't know if they're using this 23 miles as a before or after. So I'm going back and forth to say, where did the 23 miles come from if Daniel had two crashes? And then looking at the fact that the last time Daniel's Jeep was turned on was at the 12:54 p.m. mark. So
Right,
I'm
that's been at
trying,
1 o'clock. Right. Yes.
right. So I'm trying to do some place mapping as to, okay, where could that have been if there was an additional 11 miles put on it after the first crash? So I
Right.
was
Right.
cruising the report, and then I saw you went live, and I said, "Look at that, David must." I said, "The spirit moves in beautiful ways." I said, "Let me jump on over and say hello, and much love
There you
to
go.
you and the
Yes, sir.
Robinson family." And we're still working. We're still working on this.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I know you are, man. I really know you are. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all the guys that are working with you as well. And you know what? One thing, Mr. Q, you asked me to come on. I think you said you have some round table. Round table?
Yes,
What did you call it? Yeah,
yes,
round table. Okay, I'll make sure
yes.
it's not the red table. I know. So,
No,
the round table. So
no, it's a
yeah,
round table.
that's right. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, definitely to get on there, talk with you guys. So of course, yeah, I apologize for I think it was supposed to be in I think a week or two ago.
Yeah, it
More
was
being concentrated.
before the February 25th search, so
Right.
that we
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
put out that word to one of the channel holders, 54 Keys' channel, which is a bigger channel than mine.
Right.
I know that there may be some folks out in the Arizona, Phoenix area that would have loved to have come out, to support, your efforts in that search.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. We did good. We had a, I wanted the minimum of a 200 people. We had, I think it was 170, 180 some people. So it's close to that 200 mark that actually came out. We had 200 and I don't want to get the numbers right. I think 230 plus people who actually signed up.
wow.
So yeah, it's really blessing. That's really what it's always like in a way. In the searches. If I'll tell you this one time, you probably remember. I think we had almost 2,000 people signed up one time, right? And I was really excited telling the news crew, "Oh man, we got 2,000 people coming out to the search." And I think it was News Nation. One of them said, "Yeah, he got an army of 2,000 people coming." It was one of those things. But I think that even with that search, that number that signed up, we had only I think I would say we had about 80 people that actually showed up. Right,
Mhm.
amazing, right? So
Right.
I'm saying is sometimes the numbers may be high, but the actuality numbers is always around that same range. I think because since I started search, I think we didn't have any more than 300 people. Sometimes a bit a little bit more, but at the beginning, and then it started kind of backing up from that point. So
Right.
definitely, what I'm saying, this search right we had on the 25th. I'm telling you guys, telling you the people that was out there work. We did some efforts out there to search those areas. Like we had 500 people out there. Was able to cover a lot of ground. I had the searches were the line searches were like double, almost like a formation in a sense, but double line. One line searcher behind the other to make sure we cover the ground completely. Because a lot of times you had to go back over those areas twice. But having it done that way, just needed to be done once. So yeah, it worked out.
Right.
Yeah, it worked out.
Uh, did you also have I guess members of the Buckeye Police Department with the canine out there to assist?
No, we had I want to say just a few Buckeye police officers who actually came, but they didn't do anything, you guys. I was really trying to avoid saying anything about them.
Right.
What
Right.
it is, the
Okay.
reason why I avoid saying anything about them because I don't have any good thing to say. Sometimes they say you have
I
nothing nice to say,
understand.
don't say nothing at all. So I wanted to kind of leave it out. Say, hey, just the Rangers out there, which the Rangers did a wonderful job. The volunteers did an excellent job. And but when it came to law enforcement, Tempe um, fell off at the last minute. He called me 5 minutes before, said they not coming, and then
Right.
they had
Right.
a Buckeye. Of course, like I said, they send these officers that didn't even want to come to the command center. They didn't come to command center. We later saw them in the wagon of wash, having I call it cupcaking. That's cupcaking. Yeah, talking having whatever they was
I
doing
got you. I
together.
got
So
you.
yeah, so I didn't want to go off there and really kind of come off because what it is, I really have a lot of critical things to say about law enforcement as it is. And then, hey, look, I just wanted to really. That's why I invited law enforcement out there. I really wanted to have something nice to say. Finally,
Right.
like law enforcement came out there with full force. They came out with this and that. I was wanting to say that so bad, Mr. Q, and it didn't
I
happen.
know.
Right?
I
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
keep it in your notes. I know you're keeping it in
Oh
your
yeah.
notes.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well,
Right.
thanks so
But
much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that you coming in.
yeah, well, I just want to jump
Yeah,
up here real quick. I know you're ready to close it down and everything because you and I can go and we can
yeah,
get
we
deep.
go for 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely.
You
But
kind of remind me of
look,
my son Daniel. I'll say, you know what? If I'm talking to Mr. Q, we're gonna go for 2 hours at least.
but yeah, I'll run the information past the round table and we
Right.
can line up a time to have you on. And
sir.
then I wanted to also do an update on my channel with you, just to share with you some of the findings that I've come across, just to share with you.
Okay. Yes. Wonderful.
The 23 miles and some additional information. I'll just hold on up until then.
Sounds good. Sounds really
All
good.
right. But
Yes,
much love
sir.
to you and the Robinson family. Thank you so much for being on tonight. Like I said, that's a God blessing. He moves in a beautiful way. And I said, I got to jump over there and say hello to David.
Yeah. Yeah. Always, man. I really appreciate that.
All right. Well, definitely up until then, be well and stay blessed with Godspeed, David.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You do the same. And thank you, everybody else, too. Everybody who's here on this chat. Again, this is not a Q&A. You see it on the bottom of the screen. And thank you, guys. You can go check on Mr. Q's channel as well. John Q, and check his channel as well. He's been one of the persons who gave me, when it comes to content creators, who gave me the platform, use his platform to share Daniel's story. So he's been doing this since almost near the first parts when I went out to start searching for my son. When I started reaching out to content creators, he's one of the first who actually put me on this platform, let me get go on the platform and share Daniel's story. He also introduced me to other content creators who help as well. So all the content creators definitely was out there. People like Mr. Q, they really talented to make sure they're getting these informations out. They're not just helping my son's case, but they're helping other people's case as well, and just being able to get those informations out. So I'm grateful for all of them. All of them. So you can check out their channels as well. I don't know. I don't want to give you the wrong time for Mr. Q's channel, but yeah, definitely check out his YouTube channel, John Q, QQ. So this you guys can check that out on YouTube. All right, thank you, Doug SW. I really appreciate that again. And let's see. I'm sure I ain't missing anybody. Okay. Now, I'm thinking this. I think you have something that I want to come at too. But thank you so much, SW, 4x4 Explorers. Good evening to you. I really appreciate you coming out to hang out with me for a moment here. You guys had to jump off real quick. I just see I'm at the hour mark. I really was trying to push as hard as I can to actually uh, challenge myself not to go for 2 hours. Because I would, like I told Mr. Q, that's why you see why me and Daniel talk for 2 hours. So maybe I blame it on him. Maybe it's me. But both of us, I guess, the way I put it, talked for 2 hours. I missed those 2 hour conversations with my son. I traveled from Texas. Wow, wow. I hugged him when I got there and said, "Yeah, I didn't know you traveled from Texas, Alyssa, but wow." So, but yes, I was really happy to give you a hug, and I really was happy to see you. I hugged him when I got there and sat and waited for the search to end, and hugged him again. Coordinating this was a huge responsibility, but it was very well organized. And I really appreciate you saying that. The team and I, we worked real hard, tried to make sure that happened, and make sure that the searchers are safe. I think the biggest part we put into it, Anissa, was to make sure you all were safe, make sure we have things in place, for emergency and everything else. That's why I really was dependent on law enforcement to be there as well, um, to be effective. The County Command Center, the way things are set up for them to have assignments as well. Everybody had assignments. I want to make sure law enforcement had assignments too. All right. So thanks so much again for pointing that out. God bless you. Ruthie, prayers for strength, prayers of strength, and for you and your family to keep going until Daniel's home. Sending love from South Carolina. Back at home, South Carolina. Thanks so much, native of South. I don't know if you're a native of South Carolina, but thanks so much for that, for your prayers, and thank for those positive energy, Ruthie. I really appreciate that. God bless you. I'm a native of South Carolina, by the way, Columbia, South Carolina. Ruthie. Tatia, thanks so much again. Where do you hear this? I think you were referring to maybe what Mr. Q was speaking of. So, yes, you probably relating to that. Also, Mary Ellen, thanks so much again for being here. Thank you, S. Modern, for being here. I really appreciate that. And lastly, thank you so much, Mr. Q. Much love to you as well. And thank you so much. Again, you guys see John QQ. You guys can check him out on YouTube channel, on his YouTube channel. I don't have the time. Mr. Cube is still there. You can probably get them time, but check him out on this channel. Go to his channel, and you can get some information, great information from that channel. Like I say, he gave me a platform to bring Daniel's story to. Again, thank you guys. I'm done. I don't see any more comments, but I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. I just wanted, like I said, to be able to engage with you guys and just talk, just have a regular conversation. I'll be doing this from time to time outside of the Q&A. If you guys want to contact us or contact me, there's a phone number there, there's an email there. If you guys want flyers, use the same email and get the information. We'll get the information from you to send those flyers out to you. So thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate each and every last one of you. God bless you. And I'll see you on Wednesday, I guess. Wednesday, or if I do another one of these. But I definitely see you guys on Wednesday Q&A. Again, for the Q&A, don't forget, I think tonight, matter of fact, the time is going up, you guys. Don't forget to put your clocks forward. We're springing forward. All right? Spring forward. And because of that, I would adjust the Q&A time. Excuse me, I got a cough drop in my mouth. But you guys, I will be adjusting the time of the Q&A for Wednesday. So look out for that. I meant to do that now. I could have told you guys about it now, but just look out for the time adjustment. I will put it on the website. I will put it on the social media accounts. And also when I launch the Q&A, you know how the thing comes up. It will say it on there as well. So you guys can know the adjustment of the time. I would adjust the time tonight on the website, and then I'll start talking about it on the platform. So again, thank you guys. Love you all. And thank you so much for everything you do.